Hello everyone, Josh first back again, bringing you guys some more Black Clover Phantom Knights, and this is the video that a lot of you have been asking for, and we're finally going to bring it to you. This is the beginner guide for the game. Hopefully I can get enough information in this video for a lot of you to help a lot of you out, at least the groundwork, aka the foundation that will help you propel your accounts in the right direction, get you through tough to beat obstacles, and hopefully clear up some confusion. Now, I'm no expert by any means. I've only been playing this game for a few days like most of you have, but I've been learning a lot of information from the Japanese veterans as well as some of the other members in the community that are looking for certain things that I have not yet discovered, and with that collectively I'm hoping that I can bring the most information that I possibly can to you in this one video. So, I don't want it to go too long. If you have any questions or anything like that, or if you need to pause the video, do so and join us in the Discord or comment below. The Discord link is in the description below, as always, so let's jump into it. So, if you're looking here at the home screen, you have your account rank up in the top left. The higher your account rank, of course, the more your max stamina will be. As you can see right now, my stamina at level 45 is 70. I believe there's a 3-minute cooldown period for stamina, per 1 stamina, 3 minutes. You got your account username up there in the top left as well, like mine is Josh First. You have your EXP and how much EXP you need to get to the next rank. You get EXP from doing pretty much everything in the game. Like stamina, for the most part, you're going to need that for almost everything you do in the game as well. Outside of Arena, that'll be using a different stamina system, but Arena will not be here, really, we don't know how long. Thank you so much for subscribing, welcome to the channel. So, we do not know when the arena will actually drop. It could drop next week, it could drop in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. We don't know. There are issues with iOS users at this time where they can't even play the game yet until those issues are addressed, hopefully sometime this coming week. So until then, we don't really know what's going on with Arena. So if anybody's asking when Arena is going to drop, nobody knows at this point except for Bandai. So there's that. You have your black jewels up here. Looking at the top right of your main lobby screen. Right now I have 3745. Those are the things you're going to be using to do your summoning. You can also use those to recharge stamina, which I recommend not doing that because it's like 100 black rubies to full recharge your stamina depending on what rank you are. The more stamina you're going to get out of it, but I just don't recommend doing that. You also have your stamina there, that little boot icon. Right now I have 25 stamina out of 70 max I can hold. Of course you can go over your max level if you recharge a lot, or if you're playing early game and you're doing a lot of leveling up without using all your stamina, so you will find yourself with a lot of excess stamina. Definitely try to use your stamina as much as you possibly can to get it under your max for your account. That way it'll recharge it so you're not wasting stamina. We also have your Yule, or whatever you want to call it. It's gold basically. I got 219,000 right now. It's basically your in-game gold currency. I mean, put it that way. We also have currently now the Mary Leona's beastly exercise. It says open here on the left side, left middle of your screen. Now, that's not always going to be there. That's just during when we have events going on, which we currently do. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Up here in the top right, we also have the menu. This is where you're going to be able to navigate to a lot of different things in the game. We have your home screen, which will just take you back to the home screen, which we're already on. So there you go. We have the menu. You can click and close it if you'd like. You have quest. You have got deploy, brigade, shop, summon, and other. Let's go ahead and work from the bottom up, okay? So if we go to other, we have data transfer. This is where you're going to go and create a password. Now, at this time, there is no way to save to a social media system. There is no Facebook bond. There is no, bind. There's no Facebook bind. There's no Twitter bind or anything like that. You cannot bind your account at this time. I don't know if that'll change in the future, but at this time, you cannot do that. So you're going to be very, very careful that you change your password. You take a screenshot of your user ID and password. You'll see all that in that menu, okay? So make sure you take a screenshot of that, and then you update that password every 2 weeks. Every 14 days, you can still use the same password, but make sure you put it in and save it. That way, it basically restarts the 2-week process, because that information is only available for 2 weeks. And if you lose your account for whatever reason, and you have not updated your password, and it's already been past the 2-week mark, you will lose your account. So be very, very careful. You got your restore data as well. You got the how to play if you guys want to look for some more helpful tips that maybe I don't discuss in this video, or maybe to kind of just put it in written form to help you guys kind of understand it a little bit that way as well. You also have your settings. We can go to settings real quick. You've got the arcane art turn on, allow using during auto mode. You can turn that on or off. AOM, which is your leader skill, you can turn that on or off. Depending on what type of difficulty you're running. If you want to run like a lot of auto, but you don't want to use your leader skill in certain situations, or arcane arts in certain situations, you can turn those on or off as you please. It all really depends on what your play style is and what kind of challenge you're trying to beat. If it's like a really hard to beat stage, you might want to be a little bit more hands-on instead of full auto. So it's up to you. Settings will be transferred between quests. You can do auto off and on. You can do double speed off and on. Most people just leave all this stuff on. And like I said, BGM, background music, sound effects, voice, you can turn those off and on depending on what you want, or you can just turn the volume. You can go ahead and move the scale. You can move it down or move it up or max it out, you know? So there's kind of like an off, medium, super loud, I guess, if you want to put it that way. So it is what you want. It is what you want it to be. So, and you can click back to default. If you just want to go back to default settings, you just click OK or cancel and get out of that. They also have the contact us if you want to get a hold of Bandai, which honestly, let's be honest, you're not going to get anywhere with that probably. Terms of service, you have that as well if you guys are big into the legalities of things, but it's all pretty much the same mumbo jumbo that is in every gacha game. You have the follow. Now, this is the closest thing we have to a friend system right now. Okay? Basically, what you're doing in here is you're getting other players' IDs. The best way to do that right now is to join a Discord, either my Discord in the description below or the Black Clover Discord, which you can ask anybody in my Discord for the link. Most of them will have it, or I can try and give it to you whenever I get a chance. Or you can just Google it for yourself. And basically, you're just going to get their IDs, you're going to punch it in, and you can follow them. And having people to follow is very, very good, because if they're doing a lot of deployments, or if they're doing a lot of farming in certain free quest areas that you are, it just helps increase your drop rate. So that's pretty much what it is. It's not really a friend system, but it's the closest thing to it, because there's also no guild in this game either. Not at this time. So hopefully we get some of those things in the future, but we haven't yet. So let's go back to settings real quick. So we have all that. Go to the title. That's basically if you just want to go back to the actual title screen, like the actual, like, you want to start now type of screen, okay? You only usually want to do that if you are trying to, like, log into another account by doing data transfer. Change name. You can do this as many times as you want. You can change your name to whatever, because like most Bandai games, your account information is unique by your ID and not by your actual username. That's why you're allowed to change your username, and you can even have multiple people in the world that are using the same username you are. It doesn't matter, because it's your unique ID number that's gonna, you know, differentiate you. There we go. Get the word out between you and other players. So you can go ahead and just change that to whatever you'd like, and then click OK and get out of there, and boom. So don't worry about your username. You can always change it. Now let's go to summons. Now, a lot of you already saw my reroll video, so I'm not really going to get into all that on what to reroll for and all that good stuff. But I will show you what some of the summoning animations and single summon animations look like, and stuff like that. And you can see the current banners we have available right now. The best one, of course, right now to go into is the Black Ass, the Step Up summon. We also have this 8 days only, one free 11 summons every day, and it still has 113 hours left on it. So if you guys are getting into the game now, this will be really nice, and you have a chance to get a 5-star Mars, because of course you want to re-roll for Mimosa on the 100 single summon tickets that you're gonna, or not tickets, but 100 single summons that you get, and they're all free, but you have to only choose one. You only get to choose one, and you can't like say, oh, let me choose this one and then come back to it later. No, you have to take it now or go to another summon. That's the way it works. So you want to try and get Mimosa from that, obviously, thanks to this banner being able to possibly give you a Mars. So that's really, really cool. We'll go ahead and do it and show you guys what it's all about, and we'll talk about some of the other banners real quick, and then we'll move on to the next topic. Alright, so we've got a couple golds. From what I found out, even 3-star, the silver lighting color ones can even go rainbow. So that's cool. And we did get a rainbow. If that's another Mars, that'd be hilarious. Oh, wow! Wow, guys. On a beginner guide video, we come out here and we pull a Mars dupe, and we're going to get into this later on. I'll actually be able to show this off in the video now. This is just perfect. You can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't make that is unbelievable. So I did not expect that to happen in a beginner guide video. I was just doing it to show you guys what it's about, but apparently we went ahead and pulled the fire anyway. So that's pretty crazy. I guess we're going to go ahead and give you guys another bonus. Since that put me in a super good mood, we're going to go ahead and do a single summon ticket on this Captain banner. See if we can pull a Yami too. I doubt it. That'd be pretty crazy though. But, so you guys kind of see how it looks like to do a single summon and a multi-summon. Like I said, all color of the books can go to Rainbow. Rainbow would be a guaranteed 5-star hero. We're going to go ahead and do this Meleona one just for YouTube's sake. I don't recommend people who are free to play to do this like myself, but since I do YouTube content, I would like to pull her as well to do some more videos with her in the future. So we're going to go ahead and just keep working on this. I have till like next month, so I don't know if I'll be able to pull her or not in time. I'd like to be able to do at least one more step to get the guarantee, because on these step up banners, guys, wow, it's a lot of gold. A lot of potential rainbows, hopefully. If we get one rainbow, I'll be satisfied, to be honest. Okay, but we did get 6 gold, so I'll take it. But, we just pulled a new hero, Ladros. So, basically, on the 4th step of these step-up banners, you get a free multi-summon. So, I think it's a really cool idea to try and at least do the first 3 steps of a lot of these step-ups, if you can, because you're going to get that 4th step for free. It's a free multi, which could potentially be one of the featured units that you're trying to get. So there's nothing wrong with that. And again, that's what a multi looks like. Everything has the possibility to go to Rainbow. I think we went over all that. Step ups go up to step 7, and then you get the character guaranteed. It's going to cost you 19,800 jewels to completely do one full rotation of a step up. Alright, so you guys got that down. Hopefully we're good with the summoning aspect. Alright, cool. Let's move on to the next thing. Shop. Now the shop has 3 things. Purchase pack, purchase jewels. Those 2 things are only going to matter to people who are spending money. If you're not spending any money, those two areas of the game are completely useless to you. So don't even worry about those. What you are going to want to worry about, though, is the relic shop. This is for everybody. So in the relic shop, you can swap between different characters. Like right now, I got Zora. He's at 97% energy. And what happens when the energy goes down to 0? You can't access their shop. So you have to wait for their energy to be restored. So sometimes it's wise to not let a character that you might need to come back to at some point just sit there and burn your energy on the shop if you're not particularly using that shop at this time. Let's say you're gonna need to access. Let's say you need to access Mars shop in a week from now. Let's say you're building up some resources and then you know you need to go into there and buy something out of his particular shop. Well, you don't want to just leave him up for a week, if you can even do that, and burn all of his energy, and then when you do need him, you can't access him for a little while. So you don't want to do that. And you can see right here, I've had Asta up for over a day because I was buying a lot of stuff from him shop. You can see that he's already like almost below half on energy. So again, you know, that energy will burn quick if you just leave it there. So you definitely want to swap around to characters that you really, really need at that time, and then just keep bouncing around. And what happens when you go to certain characters is you have the goods, which is what is pertaining to that character specifically. From what I've learned, point shop is pretty much the same for every character, no matter which character you choose. The same goes for the limited shop. It seems like those are just always going to be the same. But the goods is going to be what's different character to character. Like you can see right in here, like I need some of these, so we're going to go and purchase these. And every purchase you make, it'll tell you how much stock you've used. We can have up to 2 of these in stock at once right now. These red crystal number 2s. And it tells you how long it's going to take to add one in the stock. Right now, it's going to be 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 1 second to get one of these in stock. And then it tells you the gold price above it, which would be $36.95 a piece. And then it tells you how many you own on the right side. So it's very, very nice. I like to go through here and try and buy up every color I can. And, you know, I need east, I need north, and I need west of like all this stuff. Because you're going to use this for a lot of things. And we're going to get to that later in the video as well. So some of these stuff down here, this stuff's a lot easier to get, really. These red crystal ones and stuff like that. The ones that are like 4 stars and lower, I feel are just pretty easy to get in the game, especially after you've been playing for a day or two. It's the 5 and 6 star resources that take a little bit more time to get, or the drop rates are a little bit lower, so sometimes it's a stamina burn. So sometimes it's good to come in here to these relic shops and pick them up. We also have the prosperity updates in 19 hours and 35 minutes. First is west, I'm sorry. Second right now is north, and third is east, and all that good stuff. So that you already have that, okay? The point shop, like I said, it's pretty much going to be universal for everyone from what I can tell so far, and you also got to wait for the stock to recharge and all that good stuff. And the only way to get these points right here is you have to have characters that are already 6-starred. You've already evolved to 6-star, and then any additional sheets you get, you can then trade them in. And we're gonna talk about, like, I'll show you right here. We'll just do like 7 of these, so you can see I'm gonna be getting 7 points. Now the points for natural 3 stars is 1 for 1. Natural 4 stars and 5 stars give you way more points. Natural 5 stars gives you a bunch of points. Okay, a bunch. Like, that's how I have over 1200 right now, because I pulled 3 copies of Black Asta. So you can just go and trade. You can click trade all if you just want to do it all of the sheets if you'd like. But I just want to do that for demonstration purposes. And now you see that we have 1212 of these points. I can go through and buy some of these stuff that I need. And trust me, there's a lot of things in here that you're going to need for, you know, building up to basically maxing out your 6-star characters, getting your honing keys, your travel talismans, your maps, getting some of these, you know, 5 and 6-star resources, getting your gold nuggets, which I recommend buying these a lot because these are good for keeping your gold up. Like right now I'm down to 211,000. Just because you're sitting at 400 or 500,000, don't just stop there, because you're going to be using that gold quite a bit, especially when you start making a lot of other heroes 6 stars, because it costs quite a bit of gold. Plus, you're going to be doing a lot of higher tier deployments, which are going to cost a lot of gold as well. So that gold cost is going to start adding up big time. So definitely keep on top of that. Make sure you always have enough gold laying around. Even if you don't need it, it's still good to have it for when you finally do. It's always better to be overqualified than not qualified at all, right? Or whatever that saying you want to use is. You know, it's better to be prepared than not prepared at all. There we go. That's the right saying. Either one really works, honestly. So, and then we have the limited shop. Now, this limited shop is completely attached to the current event going on right now, the Mary Leona's Beastly Exercise. Depending on when you guys jump into the game, sometime next month, or maybe even sometime halfway through the year, we might have a different event up. So this might look a little bit different for you guys, depending on when you watch this video. But right now, the limited shop here is basically just all the exchanges that we can get with our coins that we get from farming the current Mary Leona's Beastly Exercise event right now. So very, very cool. You also get a 5-star event relic, which I've already purchased. Relics are very, very good in this game. It's basically the gear of this game. You have equipment and you have accessories. Both are considered relics. Right here you can see, let's go all the way down. Let's go all the way down here. Show you what we've already purchased here in this event using our coins. Now this is going to take a lot of stamina to try and buy up everything in the shop. I recommend not buying everything. Buy stuff that you absolutely need, preferably the higher tier stuff. Definitely try to get your rainbow sheets, definitely try to get all your summoning tickets, get all your relics, you know, stuff like that. You definitely want to get all this stuff down here. Honestly, I wouldn't really get it. You could get these from just farming normally, to be honest. But here we go. Should be coming. Here we go. So you can see here these flags of glory. They give you enough to max one out to level 5, which is the current max that you can make any relic. You can make it level 5. That goes for both gear and accessories. There we go. And you can even look here real quick to see what the stats go up to. At level 1, you know, just getting 1 copy, you get, you know, raised attack, you get raised defense and attack. At level 3, you get all 3 of those stats, including speed. This one's including wisdom, and then these all get bumped from small increase permanent to medium increase permanent. So you definitely want to take advantage if you are playing a game during this event. Try and get all 5 of those flags, and then of course use the necessary resources to build that up to level 5. So that's a little bit what's going on there. So that is pretty much in a nutshell relic shop. I still have to do some more research on what reserve is. It's not there yet. I think that has something to do with supply not learned down here. So that's something that I still have to personally learn myself. So if you guys have any questions about that, definitely feel free to ask in the Discord or the comment section below, because as soon as somebody gets information on that, and we share it with the community, you'll know. So there you go. It's just another good aspect of why having a strong community is very good for games like this, because whatever I can't teach you and whatever you can't find out for yourself, there's going to be at least one person out there that's willing to share that information, and boom, now we all know, right? So it's just everyone helping each other to learn the game, which makes the game a lot easier, less confusing, and more people willing to play and stick around. So it's just a win-win-win all around. So there's that. If we go back here and we go to Brigade, now Brigade is where we're going to be increasing all of your characters and relics and looking at all that information, building your teams, and looking through all of your items. So we're going to look at items really quick. All right. So you see here, this is just our generalized items. We have our slates in here. We have our materials for our relics and our character grimoire boards, which we'll get to in a moment. So you can see all that. You can look at all your goodies you got here. We even have our character crystals that you need for enhancing them on their grimoire boards as well. So you could also consider them grimoire board materials. That's fine. You could say that. And that's it. It's pretty much all that you're going to see in here, right? Now, if we go to sheets, sheets are you could consider them character shards. A lot of games use shards. This game uses sheets. All right. So if you get 80 sheets, that'll allow you to actually make that character go up an additional star level. So if you're like a 5-star character and you pull 2 dupes of a 5-star hero, you're gonna get 40 sheets per dupe, which will then allow you to make that character 6-star. Now that's for 5 stars. It's a little bit cheaper for 4 stars and 3 stars and stuff like that. But for 5 stars specifically, which is the ones that you're really gonna be worried the most about in terms of getting dupes for, that's going to be the way to go. Another way to use dupes is to use these rainbow sheets right here that you can see I'm clicking on. Those are very hard to come by right now. I'm sure there'll be easier methods to get them in the future, but right now they do take a while. And if you get 80 of those, that's basically a free 5-star dupe. Like, that'll take you straight to a 6-star instantly, but you're going to need 80 of them. So I had like 12 or 13 or something. I don't know what happened. I think I accidentally misclicked, and we're going to talk about that when we go to evolve something later on in the video. I'm going to be talking about that. Be very careful, because I'm pretty sure I accidentally confirmed something when I shouldn't have. I wasn't paying attention, and it cost me big time, because now it's going to take me a lot longer to get those sheets up to 80. And I don't know who I did it on or when I did it, but I had to have done it at some point. But we're going to be talking about that, not to make that mistake in today's video. We're going to talk all about it, and that'll be coming up soon too. So you can see all the character sheets we have additionally. Now, these are all our additional ones, all right? All these characters are already been created or whatever, or we've already pulled them. These are just additional sheets. And when you have more than enough sheets to make a 6-star hero, any excess, you can trade them in for points, like we mentioned back at the relic shop. So if the guys are following so far. If we go to other here, we have our other stuff. And if you see any gold bars or any gold at all, sell that. Okay? Sell it. This is where you're going to be getting all your money from. So we're going to pop those. Look at that. 30 grand. 30 G's. Man, if I made that per video, we'd be living it. So we're going to go ahead and sell those. Bam. And I do believe there is a sell item daily. I don't know if it's every single day you're going to have that mission, but part of your daily missions that I've had so far have always been to sell an item. So if the daily missions stay the same, which they might not, I don't know, but so far they have. If they stay the same, you always want to make sure you have at least one thing that you can quickly sell every day if you'd like to just go in and burn stamina and do your missions really quick for the day and then get out. So I would suggest that when we get to the relic shop, when we get to our relics, I'll talk a little bit about what you can do to kind of get around that and make that easy for you. All right. So we got that. You just click finish, get out of the selling aspect. So now you know how to sell stuff, obviously. These are skip tickets. These basically, if you've already cleared a stage, these tickets will allow you to automatically clear that stage using the stamina, but it just automatically beats it for you, so you don't have to play through the whole thing. You can do up to 10 skips at a time. And there's also a method to get these unlimited amounts as long as you have a lot of stamina and keys. These gate keys allow you to access honing gates, which we'll get to later in the video. These talisman and maps are just to help you with deployment, which we're going to get to those as well. The gold, silver, and bronze coins are used right now for the current exchange event with Mario Leona, which we talked about earlier. And these AP potions come in 3 sizes so far that I believe. Small, medium, and large. Small gives you 10 stamina. Medium gives you 25. And large gives you 50 stamina. So there you go. That's your stamina. So that's it. And if we click down here, Brigade, we can also just access the Brigade additional menus from down here as well instead of clicking back if we don't want to. So we've talked about item. Now let's go to enhance relics. Now this is where you go to look at all your different relics. Like I said, relics come in 2 parts. Equipment and accessories. Accessories don't actually have base stats. like equipment do. Look, if you go to equipment, you have these base stats for HP, defense, wisdom, speed, and attack. And you can just enhance them. You can also lock them up, run lock them if you want to keep them, etc., etc. So you can do that if you'd like. You can see we have various ones here. You know, we got 1 star all the way up to 6 stars. And then accessories, these actually produce somewhat of a benefit to your hero, I should say. Not actually a just straight stat boost. And if we go here, you can look. And they all do different things. Like this one, for example, is race speed, extra small permanent. And then you can take it up to just small, permanent, etc., etc. And again, these all go up to level 5, and you are going to need additional resources to increase these relics. The same works for the equipment as well, and the accessories. They're both going to be upgraded through the same method, except they're going to use 2 different types of resources. So if you look here, we have enough to actually upgrade this to level 2 if you'd like. But there's some situations where you're not going to have the resources. Like if we go here, for example, it's going to show, hey, if you want to take this Ice Prison Battle Axe to level 4, you're going to need a dupe of it. Dupes are important for your relics, because you're going to need 1 copy of it, and then you're going to need 4 additional dupes to take it all the way up to level 5. And the resources needed are going to get higher and higher and higher every level. And it's going to show you the increase on all your stats, and it'll show you what the buff or benefit will be for the accessory. So now you know that equipment and accessories, they all require dupes to go up to the next level. Level 5 is the max. You know that equipment is mostly built around increasing stats. Certain stats benefit certain characters better. So you definitely want to kind of look around and see what stats are getting increased and what type of character that would benefit the most. And then you have the accessories, which are going to be more of a benefit. They're going to add like some kind of a beneficiary to your hero, or even possibly allow for it to be utilized in your team, with your formation, with skills, etc. It all depends on what the accessory is based around, but those are also going to have their own set of resources needed for each one, okay? And then your grimoire boards, which we're going to get into those in a moment. Oh, by the way, let's go back to that. Let me show you another thing as well. If you actually click and hold on any of these required items, they'll tell you where to get them from. Very, very helpful. Very, very helpful. So now you know about equipment, accessories, all that good stuff. Now let's get to characters. Now characters are going to be a few things we're going to talk about. Characters come in 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. Can take them up to 6-star. If you're playing on Japan, you can go up to 7-star, but that's a whole nother story for another day. And that's for JP anyway. This is for global. Currently, there is no 7th star available in global at this time. Alright, so every star level has its own grimoire board that you have to complete. So, for example, right now I have my filters on. You can actually use your filters here. You can, have it set up to where you're searching by 3, 4, 5, or 6 star, or all of them, or by role. You can do that as well. We also have, you could search by level, power, form, type 1, 2, HP, attack, wisdom, speed, defense, luck, if you like to search like that. You can also search by rarity, date, acquired, descending, or ascending. You can do a descending and ascending for all of these, like most filters. Power, HP, speed, defense, roll, luck, wisdom, attack, level, etc., etc. So you can do that as well. And what's cool is when your character star level increases, their background design on their avatar also gets cooler. So you can see here as a 6-star, you get like this cool purple rainbowish type of look. If you are a 5-star, you got like a rainbowish, just your typical rainbowish look with a little bit of like a gold trim around the top and bottom. And then if you're a 4-star, you'll just be gold, a gold trim. And if you're a 3-star, actually I don't think I have any 3-stars right now. No, I've already evolved them all. It'd be more like just a plain black, gray, silver color. Nothing special with 3 stars. But when you get up to 4, 5, and 6, you start getting some really cool background colors. So anyways, let's go look at my Asta. My Asta is fully maxed out 6-starred. And when you get to this page, there's going to be a few things that you're going to want to understand. You have your character's avatar in the top left. You have their star level. It'll be 3, 4, 5, or 6 stars. And what their actual level is. It'll be level 1 up to, right now, currently level 100. You'll have your character's name, and then you have a GP. It'll probably say 0 at first until you start building it up. You also have Evolve. Now, we, of course, can't evolve any further because we're already 6-star. We'll show that on another character. And under required, it'll show you the required resources to do whatever you're trying to do. And if you look over here to the right side, if you are a 3-star character, you'll be able to see the 3-star board, which you can then scroll down and see all the different things you got to do. And trust me, you want to do them all. And you probably want to do the 3-star one first, because the 3-star one doesn't need any special resources. It just needs GPs. And GPs are Grimoire points. And you're going to use slates to increase those. So we'll talk about that in a moment. You have clear selection, because you can like select these nodes. You can like, let's say you don't want to click every single node. Let's just say you think you have everything you need. Just click the very bottom nodes, and it'll fill up that whole path. Or if you click both nodes, or if they both link to one node at the end, you can click that, and it'll cover the entire board. And it'll tell you right up here where I'm clicking on, you can see on the screen on the GPs, it'll tell you how many GPs you need. And then down here, this whole area, it'll show you all the required resources that you need, and then you can go farm up whatever you need to get, and then boom, you can clear that board, and it'll give you additional stats of whatever's here. Sometimes it'll say formation on here, which means they're going to unlock a new formation if you enhance that node. So some people have been asking, hey, how do you get some certain formations from like certain heroes? Like Charlotte, for example, just to throw a name out there, she actually has a formation on her Grimoire board. I forgot what star level it was. I know it wasn't 6-star because I saw it on mine. We'll go look at it in a moment. But if you click that, enhance that, boom, you just unlock that formation. Sometimes you unlock formations through other means, but we'll get into that later. So anyways, you have your 3-star board to do. You've got your 4-star board to do. And when you start getting into your 4-star and higher boards, you're going to have to start unlocking these things called ABs. These ABs are going to start requiring rarer resources, is what I like to put it. And then you'll have AB2s, you have AB3s, you'll even have all the way at the bottom an arcane art, which basically is going to increase the level of your main skill, your arcane art skill. We'll get into what those are soon. And then you got your 5-star board, same thing, got more ABs you're going to have to deal with. And then again, another arcane art. And then when you get to 6-star, you got AB3s to deal with. You'll start noticing that the points, the GP points you're going to need are going to start getting very high. You got a dungeon here for our boy Black Asta. You unlock his dungeon skill, and which basically just gives you a better chance of getting his dungeon, which I believe Black Asta's dungeon is the Dark Throne Room that you can get from the north area. But we'll get into that when we get to deployments. And then you also have, again, to further increase his arcane art. And then and when you've done all that and you've gotten your dupes and all that good stuff, you're gonna have a maxed out level 100 6-star. There you go. That's what your ambitions are at this point. But let's say that you're starting more around a 5-star. So let's go to Mars, for example. My Mars is level 51 because I have not cleared out this whole board because I need certain materials. We're going to talk about that. So if we go to Evolve, you'll notice that I've pulled 2 dupes of Mars so far. I got 1 Mars, and then I pulled 2 additional dupes, which gave me 40 sheets apiece, which gave me 80 sheets. Now, you can mix sheets of characters and phantom sheets together to evolve a character. So I believe, for example, you can have 40 and 40. I think that'll work. You can just have 80 phantom sheets, or you can just have 80 character sheets. So any of those 3 methods can get you an evolution for a character from a 5-star to a 6-star. But since we already have the 2 additional dupes, we're going to go ahead and evolve our character, our Mars, from a 5-star to a 6-star. And you'll notice we can't access the 6-star section right now on the actual board because we don't have them 6-star yet. So you're going to notice if you pull a 3-star, they're not going to have the 4, 5, or 6 unlocked. If you pull a 5-star, they're not going to have the 6-star unlocked. And if you pull a 5-star, they're not going to have a 6-star unlocked. But they will have their star level and every star level previous already unlocked. So there you go. So let's go ahead and evolve our Mars. It's going to cost you 40,000 Yule. Boom. 6-star Mars. And now that he's 6-star, we've now unlocked the 6-star panel. And you'll notice here, we got all this stuff we're going to have to get into. And you're going to notice that my total is 135,000 I'm going to need to fill out that 6-star board. Just the 6-star alone is going to be about 135,000 GPs. And I can actually do this because I know where to get these from. And I'll talk about where you get these from as well, guys. These character stones that you're going to need. I'll show you where you get those from. All these other resources are going to be from various places like quest, story, deployment, etc., etc. You're going to get that stuff from everywhere. Shops, in the relic shop, Just a little bit of everywhere, even in gates. I mean, you're just gonna find all this stuff everywhere. But these right here, I'll show you where you get these. These come from 2 different places currently that I know of. So if we go here, you're gonna see that we have our slates, and all these slates come in different forms. We have our base slate, better, great, and then great is like, that's kind of how I compare them. And the 6-star slates are, of course, the best. You're gonna get 3,000 GP per slate, and I own 19 of those right now. I believe from pre-registration they give you like 30 of those big ones, so definitely use them properly if you can. Only invest them on characters that you're really trying to build up for your core team. Don't just waste them. These ones give you 1,500, 500, 200, 60, and 30. So, since we need 135,000 for Mars, we're going to go ahead and pop that. And you're going to see we can just auto-convert GP. Now, this is where you want to be very, very careful. You don't want to auto-convert GP because it's basically going to either give you the maximum amount of Grimoire points that that character will need, which is fine, but here's a problem. Let's say your character, let's say my Mars is only 5-star and I don't even have 6-star unlocked, and who knows when I'm going to get enough dupes to do that, right? If you click this and you have a lot of these slates built up and you click auto convert, it's going to give you the 100 and what, 160, 180, whatever, how much thousand it's going to give you. It's going to give you all those because it's giving you enough points that you have available to max out all of these steps, all of these different areas, 3, 4, 5, and 6-star. And if you don't have the 6-star unlocked yet, those GPs are going to be tied up in that character because the GP points you give to that character specifically cannot be carried over to another character. So if you see here, my Mars has 73 GP right now, but let's go to another character. Let's go to Seki. Seki has 0. You see what I mean? Your GPs do not carry over from character to character. Whatever GPs you invest into one character, they're on that character and they don't move on to anybody else. And the game will not let you use any more GPs than the character can actually hold at max 6-star with all Grimoire boards filled. So that's at least a good thing. You're not going to be giving a character more than they're needed. But if you don't have a character 6-star yet and you give them over 100, 100 some thousand, and your character's not at 6-star yet and you need some of those GP points for another character you're building up right now and you have none, then you're kind of screwed. So you want to be very careful when you use that auto thing. What I like to do is I like to just go down here, and I like to, when I got all my resources, I click here and I say, okay, I need this and this and this. And when I get all that stuff, I'll click enhance, and then I'll click auto convert, because then what it's doing is it's giving you only the Grimoire points you need for that board only, not for all boards combined, like we just talked about previously. It only gives you the amount you need for that board right now. So that's what I like to do. And of course, I still got to go farm those things up, but you get the idea. So that is how character enhancement works. That's how you unlock additional arcane art stages. That's how you increase their ABs, 1s, 2s, and 3s, and all that other good stuff. These give you additional things on your skills. So there you go. That's how you increase skill levels. That's how you increase your character's level, their star level, everything. And that's how you do GP points, conversions, and all that other good stuff. So hopefully we got through that part pretty good. Now, if we go to locked, there are some characters that you might already have 40 sheets for, and then you can unlock their copy. You can actually just say, hey, if I get 40 sheets, I'm just going to go ahead and unlock that Yami right here. You can do that. There are some events going on right now, like the whole Mars summoning event, where you can actually get fragments, like 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever sheets for a 5-star hero. And if you get enough to get up to 40, boom, you get that character for free. You just go in here, it'll have the bar full saying that you can, unlock it. You click it and you get it. Boom, done. And then you get it. You can even get dupes that way too. Well, actually, no, I don't think you can get dupes that way. I don't know how that. No, you won't get dupes. It'll just give you the what is it? They'll just give you the additional sheets that you can eventually use to evolve into a 5 or 6-star or whatever. So that's what you'll get at that point. So you can only really unlock it once, because you can't actually get rid of none of these characters. That's why you can't lock them up. There's no way to actually get rid of them. You can't like sell your character or use it for anything else. So when you pull a new character, it's there forever. So that's nice. But yeah, that's pretty much everything you need to know about character enhancement, I hope. I hope you guys are following along. And now we have team setup. This is how you create your team. There's a lot of stuff to go over in this game, guys. Sorry if this video is super long. I'm trying to speed through it, but wow. We're already sitting at almost 40 minutes, and I still have so much stuff. So much more stuff to go over, but I want to make sure you guys get the best bang for your buck on this video, okay? If you guys are watching ads out there on this video, you're getting your money's worth. Alright, so we have auto form, which the game will just throw a form down for you and put your characters in position. I would never use that. I would recommend never using auto form ever. Just pretend that button does not exist. Change form. Change form is what's going to allow you to go through all the available formations that you have. You can see here that I have quite a few. When you first start the game, you're not going to have anything close to this. You're going to have like, what, 2 or 3 maybe? Maybe 4. I can't quite remember. And some of them are much better than others. Some of them have different lineups that are better than others, etc., etc. The ones that I'm using right now is the Black Bull formation, which you get if you pull Yami and then enhance him. Like we talked about earlier, where you can actually get formations from character enhancement. And I'll show that with Charlotte, by the way, because I forgot to do that, but we'll get back to that. Copper Bear is my other favorite one that I got. I think you get that on panel 4 or 5 from your grand missions. And grand missions will be kind of like your lifetime achievements that you get just from playing the game. So we'll get to those later on. And what it's showing you is basically when you pick a certain formation, you have a I like to call them offensive formations and defensive formations. That's like kind of how I like to look at it. Of course, they don't always have to be offensive and defensive formations. You can have 2 attack formations if you want. That's fine. But right now, that's what I'm doing. I use like an offensive one. I use a defensive one. And you can switch between these two formations in the game, depending on how many times that formation allows you to use that skill. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 3. I think sometimes it even goes as low as 2. So it all depends, and we'll show that in game. Don't worry. So form 1 for me right now, I'm using Black Bull, and form 2 I'm using Copper Bear. And these formations, not only do they have different layouts that are very important to look at, they also have different abilities and modifiers. So let's go back to this real quick. If you notice on my Black Bull formation, we get a 20% increase on our attack and speed, and we just get the normal modifier for defense, wisdom, and luck. So we're not getting anything additional from those 3 things, but we are getting additional 20% speed and attack. Special, we're getting an A on attack, C on recovery, A on weaken, and C on buff. Red gems, which are used to basically fill up the gauge to get your leader skill. We're getting them 1 at a time and at a rate of 1. Sometimes the rates are lower, sometimes the rates are higher. Even though, so there you go. That's basically how you charge up your AOMs, the leader skills, and we'll show you that in fight anyway. So don't worry, we'll get there. And then you got your formation skill. Bull's Anger raises all allies' crit damage small for a very short period of time, usable 4 times. So we can actually use this skill 4 different times in any given fight. And every fight has, at maximum so far that I've seen, 3 waves. Now, I know there are some additional game modes that might be coming later on that might have higher waves. I don't know. But for right now in global, the highest wave count is 3, and the lowest that I've seen is 1. So there you go. And you can use that again 4 times. You got your layout. You got the 3. You got a whole. You got 3 up there, 1 right here, kind of in the middle area, and then 1 all the way down here, kind of off to the side by itself, kind of like on an island. So that's the actual formation layout. And then the other one I use right now is Copper Bear. This one, I really like this one for certain things, and we'll get into that. I talked about that briefly in my last video, but there are some leader skills that you have to have characters connected to their space to take advantage of the leader skill. Yami, one of the units that you're going to really try to pull for in this game, especially if you're new and free to play, you'd want to put him in the center because he has a leader ability that's a link leader ability, and anything that's linking to him, and what I mean by link, I mean like spaces on the board that are right next to his. Not diagonal. They have to be, north, east, west, south, that type of thing. So if you put him in the middle, he's going to give all 4 of the outside characters the buff, and of course buff himself as well. So everyone gets that kind of buff. If it's a link skill like that, you got to be very, very careful where you put that, where you put your leader in the actual formation, because depending on what their leader skill is, it might not give everyone the buff that you want them to have. So you gotta be very, very careful with that. So not only is formation placement important, the formation skill is important, the special, the modifiers for your red gem drops, like you can see here, if I'm in this defensive formation, this copper bear, I'm only going to be getting my red gems at a times 0.6 rate, which is 40% slower than Black Bull's formation, for example, which gives them to me at a times 1 rate. So you definitely want to consider some things when you're trying to do things. Like when you definitely want to get that leader skill charged up, you're going to want to use this over this. But if you're running into some really hard beat sticks and they're really beating on you and you want to take advantage of some leader skills, then perhaps Copper Bear is better for you than over the Black Bull. So a lot of things you want to sit there and look at, and it'll even tell you what type of it'll kind of tell you what type the formation is meant for by the little icons in the top left. So you'll see that, and you'll notice that on some of these here. Kind of got like an AMM one, which is really dope. Form skill here raises all ally speeds after using a formation skill, usable 5 times. The special, you can see that the rate goes up higher. The reason why this is called an AOM type of formation is because the rate is actually 20% higher than normal, while as with the copper one, it's 40% lower than normal. The normal, of course, would be just times 1.0. This is times 1.2. So if you want to build up your leader skill quickly, Sand Rabbit is really good. If you want a tanky type of formation, you'd run like Celadon Raccoon, Tan Pigeon, the copper one. If you want a DPS type of, you know, more attack heavy formation, you want to use like Emerald Spider or Bull formation, etc, etc. So I mean, you guys kind of hopefully get the idea there. Hopefully we explained that well enough. So let's go ahead and get out of the formations. And again, you have formation 1 and you have formation 2. Now another thing to consider with formations is some characters, if you're using one of their formations, even if it's your second formation or your first, as long as it's one of your 2 main formations that you're using, your character can get a formation match. And if you see down here at the bottom of the screen, I'm running 4 Black Bull units and 1 not Black Bull unit. And since I am running a Black Bull formation, either if it's on this side or this side, I'm getting that formation match. And what happens when you get a formation match is it gives you additional benefits. So for example, with my Arcane Art for my Black Meteorite level 4 for Asta, instead of doing 3 times XL, instead of doing 3 extra large damage, I'm doing 4 extra large damage because I have a formation match and I'm delaying Arcane Art fairly long. So very, very good. Very, very good. You're getting a big boost from his normal to what he would get with a formation match. And that goes for every character in the game that has anything to do with formation. If you give them a formation match, they're going to get a benefit from it. So having 4 units with a formation match on my team is very, very beneficial. So I'm getting a lot of additional buffs from that. And again, like I said, you can have it on your first formation or second. It doesn't matter. As long as it's one of those 2, they're still going to get that formation match. It'll either say formation match 1 or formation match on 2. So either way, it'll work. Now for my girl here, for Kahono, she runs form type Whale and Shark. And obviously, I'm not running Whale or Shark. I'm running Copper Bear and Black Bull. And that's probably another thing I should have brought up earlier. You can see their formations at the bottom of the screen. And when you go to look at their information, just hold it in and look at them. The form type 1 for Asta, for example, is Bull. 2 would be Bat. And it's different for everybody. So there you guys go. I mean, that's how formations work. That's how characters work. And all that good stuff. Now, let me talk about a couple more things. And then we'll get to the group power. And then I'll show you how to attach relics, equipment, and accessories to characters. Then we'll do some gameplay. And then we can move on to some other things. Because this is a long video. Whew. Boy needs some oxygen. Alright, so if we actually open up Yami, we go to Yami, because we're using Yami as our leader, and I'll show you how to make leaders and stuff like that as well. So you'll see his leader. The leader skill is called AOM, and it'll tell you what type it is underneath. For example, his leader skill is a Link leader skill. Surpass your limits right here, right now. Raises AOM participants' attack, defense, speed, and wisdom to XL for a very short period of time. So, if we look here on the board, in Black Bull formation, if Yami was to use his leader skill, since it's a Link skill, and remember we talked about this, Link skills have to be connected to other spaces to be able to utilize the buff for all those people. So, right now, our boy Zora, who's sitting down here, right here, on an island by himself, will not receive the buff from our boy Yami, who's up here. The only one's going to be receiving the buff is Black Asta, Demon Dweller Asta. Oops, I might accidentally swap them. You can actually drag and drop them between spaces, guys. Now you know. And then our Kahono right here. Those three are the only ones going to be getting his buff. Another thing to note, a unit like Kahono who does healing, the higher your wisdom is, the higher her heals will be. And since Yami increases wisdom with his leader skill, he's benefiting her very much. But if we were to switch over to Formation 2 during the fight, or to start with it for that matter, Yami is now in the center, and he has all 4 heroes directly connected to him. So if he uses his leader skill while in Copper Bear formation, all the units on my team will get the buff. And wisdom will help all of them. Speed will be up, attack will be up, defense will be up for everybody. So very, very good stuff there. And let's just go back to Formation 1. So now you guys hopefully know. And you want to also, if you go in here into your characters and you look at their abilities, you definitely want to look at their range too. It'll show you what their range is on their attacks. Some of them are single target, some of them are full rows, some of them can hit second and third rows, some of them can only hit the front row that's available, etc. Now, when I say front, second, and third rows, that doesn't mean that if you see an enemy that's only in the second row and there's none in the first row, that enemy cannot be hit. No, they can still be hit, because that'll now become the new first row, if that makes sense. So if there's no front row and there's only a second and third row, that'll now become the new front row and the new back row. If there's a unit in the first row and then there's a unit all the way in the back but nothing in the middle, there's still only going to be that front row and then the back row. I hope that makes sense. I know it sounds a little bit confusing, but basically it's just, just think of the enemy in front, the enemy behind that, and the enemy behind that. And if there's no enemy in the middle or behind or whatever, then there's only that many rows to attack, of course. So that's kind of how it works. I know it's a little bit confusing. Kind of gave you a little bit of a mind fuck, but hopefully you're okay. And then our group power is the total power of all of our characters combined. You can see right now that our Yami's got 992, Asta's 1457, Zora's 1012, our other Asta's 985, and our Kahono is 1028, and combined it equals 5614 power. The power increases by their star level, by the grimoire boards that you filled up. I said grimoire, I mean grimoire. I'm losing my mind. So if we click here, characters on the right side, you can see all the information pop up. You can also click relics. It really does the same thing. No matter what you click, it'll just open it up. So you can see here that our top row is all equipment, and our bottom row is all accessories. And this is where you can attach them. You just go and click that right here. You can select a different one, and then you just click confirm. It'll show you the difference in stats they're going to get from it as well. Like for example, it'll tell you what's in use, and it'll show you right here in the top left which one you currently have equipped before. And you'll see here that it's showing the stats on the right side in green of what I'm getting from that. And then if I switch it to here, it'll show you what I'm getting from that as well. So that's it. And then you confirm it, boom. And any character that gets put into this slot right here, the leader slot, will end up just getting those two things already attached. You do not have to reattach these equipment and accessories if you swap out the character above them. So if I swapped Yami out for somebody else, they'll just have these two things equipped right underneath of them. And then right here, again, you can just click and hold that. You can see what it does. You can click it. You can swap it to something else. And, all that good stuff. I mean, that's pretty much it, honestly. And sometimes you want to look at your character skills and try and see what accessory best matches them and what equipment best matches them. Because there's some units out there, like my Kahono, for example. She wants a lot of wisdom because she wants to get bigger heals off, okay? So I have the robe attached to her right now, because right now she's getting 97 wisdom from that, plus she's getting HP 615. So that's really good. Plus speed 66. She doesn't need attack. She's a healer. She doesn't do any damage. She don't need anything that has attack on it, right? And another unit for like Asta, for example, you're going to want a lot of attack. You want a lot of attack. HP is just a bonus, but he's not really built for a tank anyway. But you want to give him as much attack as possible, and wisdom, speed, whatever. Because wisdom works with buffs and it works with healing ability. So just get it, whatever the best equipment you can get, and put them on your characters as you go. And as you farm the game, you're going to be able to unlock different ones of these, and then you'll just go from there. So a lot of cool stuff to go. Woo! Alright, so I think, hopefully, I got everybody up to speed on this whole area. I hope. And again, let's just go back here to the Brigade. let's go back to enhanced character. I want to show you guys one more thing, and then we're going to move on to the next step. And we will get to a battle, showcase the battle, in-game battle UI, and all that other stuff as well. So don't worry, we will get there. Like I said, this is a very long video. So if we go to a character like Charlotte, you can see here, I've already completely done her 3-star board. If we go back to 4-star, you'll see here that she gets a formation right there. Formation. That means that when we get that, we'll get a formation from her. There's other units like that that have the same thing, so hopefully that helps some of you out. And then I still got to work on this, but you guys get the idea. So there's some characters that formations can be unlocked through enhancement. There's some missions that you can do that will unlock formations, and then there's also formations from doing like certain quests and stories and stuff like that. So that's how you unlock formations, the different formations that we have. I'm hoping at one point we get a chart that has all these different things laid out, like where to get formations, who has the best relics, because some characters get relics unlocked when they get the 6-star by going into their dungeons. When you get them, we'll be talking about that during deployment, etc, etc. There's just so many things in this game. This game has a lot to offer, and there's a lot of things to take in at once. So if you have to pause at any time, do so. Take notes, whatever you got to do, because I'm unveiling all the secrets to the game today. Well, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. So we've talked about other, we've talked about summon, we've talked about shop, we've talked about all the brigade. Take a deep breath, everyone. Time to go to deploy. We are now here in deploy. Deploy has west, north, and east. Now this is tied in to free quests, so we're going to be kind of bouncing back and forth for these. When you get your account up to, I believe it's either rank 35, I think it's rank 35, maybe 40, you'll be able to have all 3 teams unlocked. But to start off, probably the first few hours you play the game, you're probably going to have a team 1 and team 2. I prefer, this is the way I do it to keep it simple. I prefer team 1 to be north, team 2 to be east, and team 3 to be west. That way you have them all organized and you can just drop them all in and get the most bang for your buck. But there's a lot of things to take note of in this, and we're going to get into it now. This might take some time, so bear with me. Hey, we got 2 maps. Nice! Alright. Deploy has a lot of things, a lot of moving parts going into it. So this might get very confusing, and there's still a lot of things I still don't know, and there's still a lot of things that people have been asking about deploy, and I'm hoping right now, at this very moment, I can help you guys out. So, if we go up to north, you'll notice that we have a bunch of these different areas that we can go to, and they have a difficulty below them. The luck difficulty, or whatever you want to call it, because this goes by luck. Your character's luck really plays a big role in how successful any of these will be. But the higher the difficulty, the higher the time it's going to take to actually get the deployment to go through. It's kind of like a dispatch mission, right? So every time you go, it's going to be like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, who knows. The higher the difficulty, the higher the time, but the possible better reward, all right? But there's some other things that tie into it as well, and just so much to go over. So for example, in the north, if you go all the way down here to the bottom, the easiest one to do is Castle Town, because it's only difficulty 98, and it only takes 15 minutes. And it's really good to do a lot of these 15-minute ones if you're trying to get the character's dungeon to pop up. I think to get a dungeon to pop up, you need like a super success or something like that, because right now it only gives you good and great, and it tells you the percentages of how high you're going to be able to get of that. So we have a good chance of getting the Castle Town unlocked, a Castle Town 4, 45% chance, and we have a 42% chance to also get Castle Town 5. These are the secret quests, and we'll get into what those are in a minute. But you also have a dungeon that can drop, and right now you can see Black Asta. Since he's been maxed out, I have Black Throne Room that could potentially drop for me in the North region, because it'll tell you the region of every character when you put them in here in this team build. For example, I'm running North Black Asta, I'm running North William, and I'm running North Uno. And it tells you their luck underneath, 35, 161, 62, for a total group luck of 548. The higher your luck, the better your chances of getting good things and succeeding in the mission. You're going to fail a lot, but you're going to succeed a lot too. And sometimes you're going to get good, you're going to get greats. And that will potentially give you these additional quests. There's 2 additional quests per stage in all 3 of the different quest areas. north, east, and west. Okay, and I know it's a lot to take in, guys. I do apologize, but whew. Now you have these conditions that you can look. Increases when location has fewer deployed users. Drop rate increase in cases when locations have more deployed users. Yada yada yada. You'll need it for this mission is going to be 10. Time it's going to take 15 minutes. Region north, and it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same for every deployment area we go to, no matter what area. It's going to have a time, how much gold you're going to need to spend. This is why I said to have a lot of gold available early on, because if you guys start going to higher stages later on to unlock secret quests, it's going to cost you a lot more gold. And then, of course, your region north. And I like to have at least the leader match up with the region. I don't know if it so much affects to have the two, sub people on your team have the same region. But just to make things simple, I just made it all north for north. You'll see I have an all east team as well, which is currently on deployment. And I have an all west team currently on deployment. Now, if you look at the bar for your leader, the more you use that leader, the more that bar will go up. And when that bar hits 100%, that means the next deployment you're going to do is going to be a guaranteed great or better. Okay? So, I would do a lot of lower areas like deployment time 15 minutes. I would do that on the 15-minute one and just keep spamming that until you get that bar full. When you get that bar full, then I'll tell you what to do next, because this is good tips. This is like IQ 400 plays right now, guys. Okay? So, do the 15-minute ones over and over and over again. You're going to get crappy rewards because it's like the lowest area possible. However, it'll get that bar full quick. When that bar hits 100%, then you want to go to a higher area. An area that you have not unlocked special quests for. And a higher area that has better rewards. Like Canary Village, for example. You get all these beautiful rewards, right? Well, if you get that to 100%, you're going to be guaranteed to get a great success, which means you won't have a chance of failure and waste yourself 7 hours. Because you don't want to be one of those people that waits 7 hours for this to go through and then to not even get a good. You get a fail. Because it goes great, good, then fail. You don't want to get a fail because you're only going to get one reward potentially, and it's probably not going to be a high tier one, and you're going to be lowering your chances of getting better rewards. So if you want to maximize all of these higher areas and make sure you unlock all these secret quests and all that other stuff, I would wait until that bar says 100%, then go into those higher areas, get your great success, get your special quest unlocked, get your good rewards, and then go back to the 15 minutes, rinse and repeat until you've eventually went and did that through every single stage with all three of your teams at all three areas, north, east, and west. That is how you do it. And then hopefully, eventually, you'll get to the point where you have a dungeon show up and then you get that character exclusive relic. For example, the only one I can get right now is Black Asta. But again, you have to get 6-star heroes, so that's going to be another thing. So a lot of you might get to the dungeons way later than some other players. It all depends on luck. But that's how you try to capitalize on doing these additional areas. Like these ones right here that are just going to be like, look, I got a 26% chance to get a good. So I have a very high chance of failure. I have a very high chance to fail. So I would definitely not want to do that until I'm at 100%. So we're going down here. Back here to the easy one, go ahead and depart, and boom. And right here, you can also use these maps. The maps you use actually lower the time it takes. So if I use one map right now, I can make this 1 second and then be done. But I'm not going to waste those right now. I'm going to do that like later down the road on like the 8-9 hour quests, the ones that take forever. You can also use your travel talisman to increase your percentages of getting goods and greats. Like right now, I took it from 42% to 55 on great. I don't use those either. So I'm just going to do that on the 15-minute ones. Let it go for 15 minutes. Boom. And you can see down here, I've got ones that are for 18 hours because my Yami was at 100%, I believe, when I used it. Or maybe it wasn't. I don't even remember now. Because I was just clicking stuff earlier trying to get ready for this, and I think I might have clicked the wrong area. So yeah, I definitely want to pay attention to that. And this one, yeah. But I just recommend you guys wait till your bars are full for your leaders and guarantee to get that great success and then go into a higher stage at that point. And the reason why you're going to want to do that for every single stage in west, north, and east, because you want to unlock those special quests, and I'll show you what special quests look like. All right, let's go to quest. All right, so now here in free quest, you have west, north, east. You've got the main story. I don't think I really need to explain the main story. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just work your way up from page 1 to page 12. Page 12 is the last page. You could call it a chapter. You could call it a stage, whatever you want to name it. They call it pages in this game. There's 12 pages, 53 stages, and they get harder and harder as you progress all the way up, but you get a lot of your black jewels from story, so you definitely want to work your way up through story. Story also has some really good drops at some points. Like, there's some good areas in here you can farm some materials up and gear. You can see here, that's the final stage. We did that in our last video. You can go down here to previous. Final stage on that one as well. This is page 10. Final boss there. Then you got page 9, which you can use to farm this bad boy up right here. It's not really a bad boy, but it's a 4-star accessory. But the drop rate is probably not the best. Well, actually, I think it would have to drop because it's the only thing there. Yeah, I guess those would have to drop. So I guess you could farm those up and get those level 5 real quick if you like. I probably should do that myself. And there's some other ones. You got a 4-star here as well. So some of these areas might be worth going into. This weapon is actually doo-doo. The 4-star hammer that I'll show you in the free quest is much superior to that. So you'll notice that there's 89 areas in west, there's 92 in north, and there's 88 in east. But in order to get all 89, 92, and 88, you have to unlock all the secret quest areas for every single area on the map, and that's after you beat all the areas on the map. And you have to beat areas on the map to be able to access them through deployment. So when you first start deployment, you're only going to have one area available on all 3 of these. It's going to be the starting area. So until you start beating a lot more of these areas, which are going to be stronger and stronger and stronger, it's going to take you a little while. And if we go in here like areas like Melina Coast, for example, it'll tell you on the left side, achieved. It'll start out by saying 1 out of 5, and then 2 out of 5, and then 3 out of 5, and that's it. There's only max 3 each. To get the additional 4 and 5, those are the secret quest areas, and it tells you on the left side how to get those. Access secret quest, condition, deploy to Melina Coast. So you'd want to deploy to Melina Coast and hope that you get a good or great success. You can unlock that 4th and 5th stage, and then it'll let you do that 4th and 5th stage a limited amount of times, and then it disappears, but it'll still be counted, and it'll say 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5. So now, next time you deploy, unless you want to get that stage unlocked again for whatever resources that they might have that you want, you would go to a new area and unlock their secret quest stages, and then you just go and go and go until you eventually unlock all 5 areas of every single area in the entire quest area. I said quest and area and a lot in one sentence. So, but there's some areas in here, for example, that have really good farming spots. What's Melina's Coast? 3? Yes, right here. The hammer. This hammer is very good. If you're looking for a strong DPS 4-star equipment, this is where you go. You go to Melina's Coast 3. It's going to cost 5 AP, and you're going to have, its recommended powers around 3770. You could probably get it done with like 2,500, maybe 3,000 if you have a well-built team. The drop rate is low, though. Keep that in mind. It's very low, but if you can get 5 copies of that, max it out, boom. That's not a bad 4-star equipment for a DPS character, no doubt about it. And there's other areas like that in story, and like I said, with east, north, and west, that all have stuff like that you can, you know, farm up, both equipment and accessories, and then you can of course equip that to all your characters. It is going to take a lot of stamina and a lot of time, but sometimes that you got to put work in to get results, so that's what you got to do. So as you can see here, I've beaten all the areas that there is to beat in this see the stone dungeon here, but and you'll notice right now we have 2 times EXP, 2 times YOL, 2 times drop rate, and 2 times GP going on right now, which is awesome. But yeah, anyway, so that's pretty much deployment and free quests in a nutshell. And you want to do all of them. And they will give you the secret quest will give you additional rewards. Like, I've noticed one thing that I like to look into. Let me go to north real quick. If you look above the actual map, it'll kind of show you the kind of resources you can aim to get. Like, you right in here, you can try and get Gordon sheets. Now, of course, you can't get the Gordon Sheets until you unlock the secret quest, but you can get Gordon Sheets from this area when you unlock the 4th and 5th quest area, the secret quest. Right here, this is good for resources, for your accessories. I think it's accessories. No, I'm sorry, just relics. Relics in general, just relics. This is good for your grimoire board, character enhancement materials, which you can see here because it has the insignia above it. This is good for accessories when you get the secret quest, which you can see here. I could farm up that accessory, farm up that accessory. Both those are garbage, but you get the idea what a secret quest looks like and how many attempts it allows you to do. And then when you do all the attempts, it disappears, and then you just have to go to that area again and get a good or great to unlock them and do them again, over and over again. But what was this one again? The cave. The cave is good for enhancement materials. This one's good for accessories. If you see one with like a clothing right here, yeah, this one is good for equipment. So if we ever get the if we go to Canary Village and we get a good or a great and we unlock the 4th and 5th secret area, we'll be able to get a pretty decent equipment item, probably. Maybe even better than this one, perhaps. This one here you can farm up. Again, low drop rates, guys. So don't be going crazy with your skip tickets because your stamina might be going through through the abyss there, and you might not get anything out of it. So I want to be very careful. Drop rates for like 4, 5, and 6-star equipment is definitely low. But that's it. And then character stories. Whoo! Character stories. You go in here, and there's going to be 3 stages you have to beat. And they'll give you the 4-star character crystal that we talked about earlier in today's video. This one will give you the 5-star, and I believe the next one after that will give you the 6-star. And you'll need those for making certain heroes. Let me show you one that I already completed, I believe. Where's my Black Asta? Black Asta, where are you, boy? There you are, lad. Yeah. So if you go here and you'll see the 3rd area, look, get the 6-star one. Boom. 5-star one. Boom. 4-star one. Boom. But some of these characters do not have a character story. Thus, you cannot get those from the character story area, and you have to get them from the relic shop. And I'll show you an example of one character that you have to use to in this relic shop to get those. Let's go to relic shop again real quick. Oh, this is a long video. Let's switch from Zora. Let's switch to... Who was it that I had? I could show for you. Yeah, let's go to William. Let's go to William Vengeance. And you'll go to his goods shop, and boom, you'll see right here, you have to buy his from here. For Yol. You got his 4-star, his 5-star, and a 6-star. Boom. Right there. So some characters you have to go to their own relic shop to make that happen. Alright. Let's go back to the home screen here for a minute. Let me just consume all the oxygen, dry out, and wilt all these trees around me. Alright. So you've got your relic shop, which you can access these from the bottom too. You got your relic shop, you got your deploy, you got your brigade. Arena, we can't do nothing with that right now. So we got to talk about defend, honing gates, and that's it. And then we're fine. I think then we're finally done, guys. Woo! Alright, we got our notices up here too. If you want to see what's going on in the game, you can even sort that out from all event news and bug info. Mark all is red if you'd like as well. We have presents. This is where all your free stuff will get sent to, either by the developers or by completing missions. You got your unclaimed history. Now, you want to make sure that if you have anything in here, you claim it quick because it will have a timer or it'll expire and then you'll lose it. So you don't want to do that. And then we have our missions. You got to have daily missions, which I think are always the same. It looks like they're always the same. Yeah, clear 3 quests. What was this one again? Deploy a team once. Enhance a character once. Clear 4 daily missions. This one is sell an item. Buy an item from the relic shop. Clear a quest and defend the capital, which we're going to be talking about in a sec. Clear 3 event quests and clear 10 event quests. Now, the event quest, I will tell you, the event quests are currently is the Maria Leona event. That is event quest. And if you skip tickets on one area and do it 10 times, that still will count as clear 10 events. So that's where you go for that, guys. And then this is the lifetime achievements. This is the grand. Right now I'm on panel 6. This is a good way to grab a lot of formations, because a lot of formations can be grabbed from here. I have no idea what's on panel 7 or higher, because I'm playing free to play, so obviously I'm not rank 50 yet. But when I get to rank 50 after 5 more levels, I will be able to go to panel 7 and see what other goodies we get. And the rewards, from what I can tell, are very retroactive for the most part. So even if you do some things that panel 7 wants you to do and you've already done them, they might already be claimable as soon as that comes up. So that's really nice. So that, and then when you get all that stuff, it'll be sent to your gift box, and then you have to claim it. Like I said, you go here and it'll tell you that there's a timer on these things, expires in 14 days. So you definitely want to grab it quick. And there you go. So that is that. That leaves us with Defend and Honing Gates. Let's go to Defend. Defend right now has 3 areas available: Real Battle, Rades Battle, and Heath Battle. Now, if you beat all of Real stages and Rades stages, you will get a free copy of 5-star Rades and 5-star Real. So there you go. And these two are, of course, much higher. It goes all the way up to Wizard King difficulty. I have not tried to do Grand Knight yet. I think I could probably beat it. We'll have to see. But this is where you get these rewards from Defend. What was the second one? The second one gave you those 5 stars. The first one gave you 4 stars. And Beginner just gives you crap. So Beginner is just garbage. But you do get the, I think a rainbow sheet. Or is that the real sheet? I think that's the real sheets times 10. Something like that. But yeah, if you beat all of these, you're going to get a free 5-star Real. Same here for Rades Battle. If you beat all of his, you're going to get a free 5-star Rades. He also gives you, what was this? I can't remember what that was. I think that was either equipment or an accessory. I cannot remember. I think that's what that was. But defense is definitely where you go to get those crystals from, and you'll need those for character enhancement. Heath is the easiest one in my opinion of the 3, by the way. That's why I'm up to Wizard King. I might be able to beat it now. I don't know. I have not tested it because it's 8 cost, and I was pretty low in stamina, and I'm trying to do other things, so I don't want to waste 8 stamina for nothing. You'll see the recommended power for that 7333. I'm at like 56, 5700, trying to get to 6K. So we'll see. But you get this axe. You get 2 of those as a 6-star axe. You'll notice that I had that equipped to some of my characters. You get enough to actually max that out to level 5 by doing all these. So Heath is definitely the easiest one. You do not get a Heath character, but who cares about Heath anyway? But you do get a 5-star Real and Rades if you beat all of his stages. So that's pretty much what Defend is. I'm going to try and see if I can't do this real quick for you guys in the video, since the video is already super long anyway. It's 1 hour and 16 minutes. Going on 117 now. Woo! So let's see if we can actually beat this Real. Real's a pain in the ass because he makes everything else immune to damage, and it's annoying. So I don't know if I can beat Real yet at this difficulty. I might have to come back and try later on. Try different formations. I'll have to play test. And right here, let me just try to pause this. Okay, so this is the setting stuff. You can resume or you can retire. Okay, just, you know, leave the stage if you can't beat it. You have your auto at the top. You can click on and off. You have your, you know, ×1, ×2 speed. You can click on and off at the top right. You have your rewards that you've earned, your chest and your Yule in the top left. You've got your formation right here in the top left. You have the enemy's formation. You've got the wave in the center, like it says wave 1 out of 2, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 1. It says what type of formation they're using, which is a defensive formation. We're using an offensive formation right now. You have your formation skill in the bottom right. When you click that, that'll take me into my defensive formation using copper, and I'll get the skill to go off for a very brief amount of time, and then it'll pop up saying that I can then go back to Black Bulls and get that formation buff for a short period of time. So you can switch between 2 different formations depending on what you're trying to do. We also have our leader skill bar filling up on the left side. Right now it's at 50%. When I get to 100, Yami will use his leader skill. And down here in the bottom center, we have our 5 characters, and then with a little blue bar, like 18%, 18%, 31, 12, and 0. When those get filled up, they'll use their arcane art, which you can, of course, look at and see what all your characters' arcane art skills are. And the green bar, of course, is their HP. And that is pretty much it. And you'll also notice if you are using any hero that has a formation match with either of the formations you're using, they'll also get that additional buff, and it'll clearly say Burst next to their name. And when they use their arcane art, it'll also say Burst. So very, very cool. So right now our characters is just kind of going in and doing their thing. Black Ass is going in and doing it. See what I mean by Yami? He's giving our entire team that buff. It's very, very nice. Well, actually not giving our entire team because I was actually in the bull formation, so my Zora was actually out in the island. I wasn't paying attention. I should have swapped to my defensive one so everyone would have got that buff, but it's fine. And when you crit, your text will come up in yellow. All right, let me just switch over to the defensive formation now because I know I'm going to take a lot of damage. Man. So regular Asta is doing his arcane art. You can see there it was burst. And when it is burst, I believe there will be electricity kind of around the text. Unless that's just something I've missed and that's just on every arcane art no matter what. But I've pretty much had the formation match for those 4 units since the beginning of the game. So I wouldn't know otherwise. And we got Black Asta doing his thing, just invalidating every damage because he just don't care. But of course, Rill is also doing the same thing to me. Because he has that stupid skill where he just makes everything immune to damage, which is annoying. But we're going to keep trying to go at it. If we could take those 4 things out, we have a real chance here. But at the very least, win or fail, you guys get a good idea of kind of what we're doing. I think they just killed, yep, they just killed my healer, so that's not good at all. Not good at all. But you guys get a good idea of kind of how the gameplay works now. We're taking on a very hard to beat stage that clearly I'm not ready to take on yet. Couldn't even take that one out. Rip the dream. All right, we finally got one down. If we can just get it down to Rill, we have a serious chance of winning, even without a healer. Zora's in trouble of dying, though, unfortunately. And, of course, he's going to hit us. Ouch. Oh, we got a resist there, but he got the other 3. Or did we get 2 resist? Very interesting. Okay, we got it down to 2 enemies now. And outside of Zora, we still... Oh, well, there went Zora. And Zora's very good because he has the ability to lay down traps. And if they change formations, they'll trigger the traps. And he can stun and all kinds of other stuff like that. He even has a nice little AoE damage attack. So he's just pretty good all the way around, to be honest. Asta's trying his best right now, but he's getting very low in HP. I'm down at 700, or I'm sorry, 858. So I think just a little bit more tweaking with my gear, and paying a little bit more attention to when I'm wanting to change formations and use arcane arts, I would probably could be able to beat Rill. So I'll probably play around with that later on. I don't want to waste too much stamina though, because like I said, I'm limited right now. I've been playing so hard that I've actually ate away a lot of my stamina. So we're just gonna let this fight play out. But yeah, I definitely can see that I can beat this. I just need a little bit more tweaking, and we'll be fine. I might be able to still beat it, to be honest, but I don't know because our ass is getting very low, and our Yami is down to 364 HP. The only one that's still got a lot of HP is our normal Asta, and he's definitely not my DPS. At least Asta is coming in clutch with his invincibility. This is going to probably do away with 2 of my units if they all get hit with it. Oh, I got to resist in the back, but my Black Asta did not. Okay, let's see. Well, we got a dodge with Yami. That was good, but man, Black Asta is getting down to nothing. If we had a healer right now, if our Kahuna was still alive, we would win this. So, rip the dream. Yeah, if we have Kahuna right now, we'd win. We would have won. Definitely. But it's fine. Alright, so I don't want to waste too much more time. I'm just going to go ahead and leave the battle here because we'll just end up spending another 5 minutes waiting for Asta to die. And I really don't want to do that. So let's just go ahead. We'll try that again later. I know what I got to do to tweak a little bit to win that. So I'll get that done, and then I'll get my free copy of 5-star Rill, which isn't very good to begin with, but who knows? Why not? Alright guys, so that leaves one thing left to talk about. Honing gates. Honing gates, basically you got to use those gate keys that we talked about way earlier in the video, and you can unlock. It takes 1 key and you get 15 minutes. I would recommend you saving up a lot of skip tickets to do these. You have your training gate, you've got your enhanced grimoire gate, your treasure gate, your enhanced night gate, in your enhanced relic gate. You also are going to get 100 black jewels per stage in each of these for your first time clear. And the stages do get harder and harder, but they drop better and better stuff. But the stamina cost gets bigger and bigger. I don't want to waste any more of my keys right now at this time because I'm very low in stamina. So it wouldn't be wise to go in here at the moment. But basically, if you guys need gold, you go here. If you guys need enhanced materials, you go here. If you guys want rank EXP and to get unlimited, I'm not joking, get unlimited skip keys, I'm sorry, skip tickets, you go here. And what I mean is you go to the 3 costs. I believe it's the second stage. If you do it and you skip keys, you're going to get more skip keys. I'm sorry, I keep saying skip keys. Skip tickets. You're going to get more skip tickets back than you actually use on this. I believe it works on the first and second, or if it was just the second stage. I believe it was either 2 AP or the 3 AP cost. You'll have to do some testing, but you can actually get unlimited skip tickets from this area. This is the area to do it. Nowhere else in the game. This is the area to do it. But you want to save up a lot of stamina to start building all that up. So, if you guys need some acquire slates, which you can use to transfer over for GPs, your Grimoire points, that's the place to go. And if you need relic materials, you go here. And again, it's only up for 15 minutes, so you want to make use of skip tickets at these gates because it's going to cost 1 key. You get it for 15 minutes. That's it. And it's going to cost you a lot of stamina to do a lot of farming in here. So this isn't somewhere you're going to go all the time and spend a lot of time in, but they're there to help you. And I think that's it. It has been 1 hour, 26 minutes. I think we finally went through every single thing in this game. If I missed anything, I do apologize. I mean, I just spent 90 minutes explaining, so wow. Anyways, hope you guys all enjoyed that beginner guide for Black Clover Phantom Knights. If you have any more questions or any other info you'd like to share, let me know in the comment section below. Like the video if you did. Subscribe if you're new here to the channel. Tick notifications, and don't forget to join us in the Discord in the description below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, I'm going to go get some water. Peace.